Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the show. I am so hyped to get into today's episode. With the new year coming up in about a week, we are going to get into how to level up so hard in 2025 that people are not even going to recognize you. Okay. I feel like I'm the queen of leveling up. Honestly, I've done so much work on myself and reinvented myself and rebranded myself over and over and over again. So we're going to get into all the nitty-gritty details. This is for you if you feel stuck in your current reality, whether that's routines, rituals, habits, maybe emotions, or maybe even something deeper that you can see is this constant pattern that you can't get out of. This is also for you if you've been chasing some sort of result or goal, but you can't seem to see any results. You kind of feel like you're on a hamster wheel, not moving anywhere. Or maybe you're overwhelmed by stress or burnout and you just really are needing some more internal motivation and discipline to step into your next level self. In this episode, we're going to go over your current self audit. We're going to also do a future self audit, and I'm going to go over how to bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be so you can actually step in and embody this next level self and reach any and all goals that you want to in 2025. Let's get into it. Welcome to the It Girl Mindset, where I help you step into the next level version of yourself by mastering your mindset, manifesting your deepest desires, and connecting deeply with your body. It's about becoming the most authentic, radiant, unapologetic, and unbothered version of yourself. Together, we're going to chat about how to unlock your true potential and create a life that feels as good as it looks. If you're ready to become the healthiest, hottest, and most abundant version of yourself, you're in the perfect place. Let's get into it. In order to move forward, we have to reflect on 2024, okay? I don't know about you, but 2024 was intense. For me, I feel like we're all kind of going through it. Even for me, I had no idea. I'm in my Saturn return. And it just makes so much sense with the timing. I'm not like a huge astrology girl. I think it's super, super interesting, but I just don't know much about it. And so my mentor had reflected back to me. She's like, yeah, we're both in our Saturn return. I was like, wow, that makes so much sense. So anyways, it's so important to reflect on 2024. So I'm going to go through some questions. I highly recommend getting a journal, getting some sort of paper, taking notes on your phone, or pausing this. Sit down and pause this as we go through the questions and do it with me. So it's like we're in a one-to-one coaching session doing this together, okay? So first, again, we're starting with your current self audit. We're going to start with mindset and emotional state. How did you feel about yourself in 2024? Did you feel confident, aligned? What were kind of like your dominant thoughts and emotions, okay? So for me, just so you guys can even get to know me on a deeper level, I'll kind of go through this with you too. So for me, a lot of my thoughts this week were I was kind of attached to the struggle. I don't even think victim mentality is the right word, but I have been attached to the struggle. Everything's kind of felt hard. Nothing has felt simple or easy. And so again, although that's not like what I want it to be, you have to be honest with yourself about where you were in 2024, okay? So just jot down some things that are coming up for you. Next is physical health. How did your body feel in 2024? Did you feel energized, excited? Did you feel aligned? Did you feel confident? Did you feel embodied? Did you feel, or did you feel kind of disconnected, kind of like your own worst critic about your body? Dive into how you felt about your body in 2024. And even to go a step deeper, how was your nutrition? How was your sleep? How was your energy? How was your stress? Okay. Digging deep into the physical aspect. Next is relationships and support system. Were your relationships fulfilling in 2024? Did you feel supported by your community or the people around you? Were there significant changes in your relationships? Okay, for me, huge change. My family has always been really supportive, but that doesn't mean it's all happy-go-lucky. I had to set some boundaries and really work on being able to communicate my needs to some really important people in my life. I also went through a big friendship breakup. It was kind of like a long time coming, but I actually officially, like in my own mind, energetically was like, okay, like we're kind of done, as well as having a conversation with someone. But what were your friendships like in 2024? Next is career and purpose. Were you satisfied with your career or work in 2024? Did you feel aligned with your sense of purpose? What accomplishments or setbacks did you have? Okay, for me, this was a big one. I really my word of 2024 was authenticity. And for me, it was one of those things where I feel like although it felt hard, it's what I needed to go through to be able to really find my own voice in the business world and really tune into what kind of coach I want to be and what kind of career I want to have, because I feel like it's been a huge journey for me this year, just really tuning into my own self and figuring out what I actually want my future to look like. And so although it was hard, it did serve its purpose. Just write down really what comes up for you when you think about your career and your purpose, and be honest with yourself, okay? A lot of times people go through these exercises and they are realistic and like, oh yeah, like it's fine, pays the bills, like I get to travel. But I don't want you to be realistic. I want you to be like, okay, no, I actually was not happy. I felt very unaligned with my career and I really want to make some shifts, but I'm scared, okay? So I really want you to be honest with yourself here. Next is habits and lifestyle. What habits served you well? What habits held you back this year? Did your lifestyle feel balanced, or did you feel like you were kind of super disciplined and going a little bit too hard? Or did you feel like you were a little bit more in your feminine where everything was just kind of like happening around you and you didn't feel like you had any kind of control over anything? Really dig deep into your habits and your lifestyle. For me, my habits were pretty good. I actually went through some big changes this year with habits, and a pattern that had been repeating over and over again for probably a decade, I finally was able to let go of. And so it was a big shift for me, and I'm proud of myself with my habits and my lifestyle. Again, not saying it was easy, but it's what needed to happen, and here we are. Definitely feel, and I'll just tell you a little bit more about like my lifestyle right now. I do feel like I've been working so much on healing and personal development and like finding my purpose and doing so much inner work that I kind of have been exiled from real life. I definitely have gotten into like new hobbies again, like golfing, and like I still snowboard and I do fun things, but I think on a week-to-week basis, I definitely want to focus more on living my life than just doing the inner work and focusing on my career, which obviously there's a time and place for that. But I think moving into 2025, which we'll get into that, I want to focus more on like truly living such a big life and not just so focused on my self-development. Next is stressors and challenges. What stressed you out or held you back in 2024? It could be like financial, it could be health, it could be work, it could be personal doubts. Really, really be honest with yourself about what you felt like held you back and what was a big struggle for you. Last but not least, I want you to go over some big wins that you had in 2024. And this doesn't have to be accomplishing any goals. Like for me, a huge win for me was regulating my nervous system. I used to be a stressed out, like running around like a chicken with its head cut off. Like I couldn't even fill up my water bottle without like being like, oh my gosh, I should be doing something else. Like I need to go. So a huge win for me was regulating my nervous system. Another huge win for me was tuning into my intuition and learning how to listen to that, because yeah, that was a big one for me. Okay, now that we've gone through your current self, we are going to move into your future self, okay? So now we're going to go through each of those again. So mindset and emotional state. How do you want to feel about yourself in 2025? Confident, empowered, excited, aligned. Okay, and then move into physical health. How do you want your body to feel in 2025? Okay, do you want to feel energized, strong, pain-free? Okay, and it's not necessarily just about how you want it to look. I think look good, feel good is so important, but how do you truly want to feel in your body? Do you want to feel safe? Do you want to feel calm? Do you want to feel at peace? Okay, be so honest with yourself. What health practices do you want to incorporate into your life for 2025 into your future self? Okay, maybe that's a good sleep routine, really getting and prioritizing sleep, which if you're not, that is the foundation for everything. And I highly recommend getting your sleep toolkit unlocked. And then are there any specific health goals or body goals that you'd like to reach, okay? And be honest with yourself. Don't be realistic, okay? If you are saying like 2025 is the year that I'm reaching my dream body, no ifs, ands, or buts, write that down. You can accomplish anything that you want to, okay? It is so important to be honest with yourself. Those things, those little pings, those little ideas that are in your head are there for a reason. If you are like, oh, I've been saying I want my dream body, but I'm doubting myself, so like, I don't know if 2025 is actually going to be that year. No. We're letting go of self-doubt, and you are stepping into the version of you that you know you are supposed to be, okay? So without the self-doubt, without the limiting beliefs, who do you want to be, okay? That's how I want you to answer all of these questions. If you're like, I want to look sexy as fuck and I want to, be in the best shape of my life, write that down, okay? There is no goal that is too big, okay? Write it down, dream bigger. Okay, next, moving into relationships and support system. What kind of relationships do you want to nurture in 2025? How do you want your relationships to improve in 2025? Are there new relationships or friendships or collaborations that you want to form? Next is career and purpose. What do you want to accomplish in 2025 for career and purpose, okay? Who do you want to be? Don't be realistic. In there, for the back of your mind, one time you were like, oh, being a health coach sounds really fun. Or I really want to learn more about like nutrition. Listen to that. I'm not saying you need to quit your job and just go all in, but listen to those pings so you can slowly but surely start to become your future self. Again, all of those desires are in your head for a reason. Stop being realistic. How do you want work to feel? Okay, is that impactful, purposeful, fulfilled? How do you want your work and career to feel? Are there any skills or any sort of like courses or anything that you want to take so you can step into the next level career? Are there any skills or courses that you'd like to take? Okay, write it all down. Even if you're like, I have no idea why this is coming into my brain, write it down. Habits and lifestyle. Okay, what habits do you want to start doing in 2025? And be so specific, okay? I don't want you to say work out every day or whatever. I want you to say go to Pilates twice a week. I want to strength train once a week, okay? What are those habits? Maybe you want a sauna twice a week. Maybe you want to walk every single morning, okay? What are those habits? Maybe it's like, getting in sunlight first thing every day. It could even be getting a massage once a month, like what are these habits? I would recommend doing like physical health, self-care, mindset, body, do you want to meditate every single day in 2025? Like write everything down that's coming to your mind, okay? And I know it might feel overwhelming, but I'm going to tell you kind of like what to do with this. This is kind of the brainstorming part of the session. So now talking about challenges. What areas do you want to grow and evolve, okay? Maybe that's, you feel like you've kind of started and stopped working out or moving your body, or with eating healthy, maybe this year you're like, no, I want to really kind of get over that and get over relying on motivation and really do the deep inner work so I can continue to push myself and really hone in on my healthy habits this year. Okay, just again, we're going over everything so you can see and we can create an action plan from here. Last question for the future self. By the end of 2025, I want you to just close your eyes for a second and imagine yourself 1 year from today. To the end of 2025, what did you accomplish? How does that make you feel? And what do you want to be remembered for? Okay? Take some time and write all of that down, okay? Feel free to pause this episode, or if you're watching on YouTube, pause it and write all of that down. Okay, now we're going to bridge the gap, okay? You have everything that you wrote down with your current self in your reflection for 2024, and now you've got your future self audit that you have for 2025. What I want you to do is go through each section and be like, okay, where is the gap here? What do I need to do from my current self to become my future self? Okay, write down every single thing. So let's go over an example. Maybe for, career, you said you're not fulfilled at your job, you're really unhappy. And in 2025, you said you want to be fulfilled and happy and living more in alignment with who you want to be. And maybe that is a health coach, okay? Maybe you're like, I really want to do a health coach, okay? Write down some steps that you need to take from becoming from where you are now to where you want to be in 2025. Maybe that's not fully quitting your job. Maybe that's, getting your nutrition certificate. Maybe that's taking a nutrition course. And then maybe that's like gaining a couple clients on the side that you want to help, okay? You don't have to completely like let go of your career and be like, I quit, peace, deuces. I highly recommend not doing that. But write down 1 or 2 action steps that you can take to get from where you are now to where you want to be in 2025, okay? So you're going to go through that with each and every section, okay? And then now that you know what you want to do and how to take these next steps and what you want 2025 to look like, that is all great and dandy, but you actually have to step into that version of you. You have to show up and embody the identity of that next level self. Embodiment truly bridges the gap between where you are now and where you want to be, okay? So let's kind of go over some tips and tricks for embodiment. Okay, what you're gonna do now is create an identity. So you have all of your future self and who you want to be. I want you to create a full day, a weekday and a weekend of what this future you looks like, okay? Everything from her habits, but also the feelings that she's gonna get, okay? Because how you feel is the most important part, okay? And if you don't want to do this by hand, what you can do is go into ChatGPT, write down everything that you have for who you want to be in 2025 and say, create an identity for me. And then you can type in, please help me create an identity. I want to do a full day from when I wake up to go to sleep on a work day and a weekend. Please, and also include how it's going to make me feel and the habits that I'm going to be doing and what my day is going to look like, okay? Type something like that into ChatGPT and it will pull out an identity. And what you can do is read that every single day and show up as that person. Don't just read it and be like, oh, cool, great, can't wait till that's me one day. I want you to start taking pieces of that identity and adding them into your day. If you can't add in every single habit and ritual, that's okay. Start small and then slowly add them over time, okay? Okay, so you're going to create that identity. Tip number 2 for embodiment is master your mind, okay? You guys know, this is the It Girl mindset. We are focusing on our mindset, okay, Queen? What I want you to do is identify limiting beliefs that you have. So again, in that 2024, if there was anything, the challenges that you were facing, look at each of the challenges that you wrote down and be like, okay, what am I making this mean about myself? What limiting belief is coming up for me? Is it that it's too hard to switch careers this late in life? I'm losing weight is hard, or like getting to my dream body is hard, or I'm never going to look the way I want to, or I'm never going to be able to switch my career. I'm never going to be able to have the financial reality that I want to. What are these beliefs that you have in your brain? Or maybe it's there's never enough time to do all the things that you want to. Write all of these down, okay? And what I want you to do, one, if you were a private client, we would do NLP to clear all of these fears within 10 minutes, okay? But if you don't have access to one-to-one mentorship or NLP, what I want you to do is rewrite all of those beliefs on the opposite end, okay? I want you to reframe them. If it is, I don't have enough time, I have an abundant amount of time and I get everything done that I want to in a day, okay? And again, you can use ChatGPT if you don't want to write them down one by one. I do recommend trying it on your own first. And then if you want to put it in ChatGPT, go ahead and put like, okay, please reframe these as positive affirmations. Read them every single day. I know you're like, oh, all this mindset work, I have to read my identity every single day. Anna, yes, because your mind decides how you show up, okay? Yes, you have to physically do the thing with your body and embody it, but your mind decides if you go to the gym, your mind decides if you eat healthy, your mind decides if you go ahead and invest in yourself and take a chance on yourself and invest in one-to-one mentorship or invest in a new course where you want to learn something, okay? Your mind is the first step. And so the more you can focus on your mindset, the easier it's going to be for you to actually embody what you actually want to do, okay? Next is body awareness, okay? To embody the version of you, I want you to focus on the feelings that you're going to get from this future self version of you, okay? I want you to take a second and even visualize. Maybe you want to make a career move and you're like, okay, what is it going to feel like every single day waking up knowing that I'm living my purpose? Feel those sensations in your body. And if you physically can't, and there's just limiting belief, you're getting this gut feeling, listen to that and work on rewiring those limiting beliefs, okay? But embody that shit. Feel it physically in your body, what it's going to feel like. Is it going to feel peaceful? Is it going to be fulfilling? What are those feelings that you can really connect into the body? Tip number 4 is energy alignment. And with this, we have 2 types of energies that we take action with. We take energy out of fear or we take action out of love, okay? Those are the only 2. We either go to the gym because we feel like we have to and we're forcing and we're really wanting to change our body and we are doing it out of this fear mentality, or we're going to the gym because we absolutely love taking care of our body and we love honoring and we love nourishing our body. Do you see how those 2 are different? When we are in that fear state, your body is stressed. You are in fight or flight, my girl, okay? So the more you can take action from a place of an energetic place of love and not fear, you are going to, one, enjoy the shit out of all those habits so much more because you're not forcing and working against yourself, but also you're going to be able to see physical changes because you're not stressed out. Your nervous system is not dysregulated, okay? I want you to really, really notice how you're taking action. If every single time you're like, oh, I hate going to the gym, but I know I have to do this. No. That's literally working against yourself. Take the action out of love, okay? Investing in yourself. If you're like, oh my God, this sucks. Like, this is so much money. This is such a big investment. Oh my gosh, like, how am I going to get this money back? Blah, blah. If you're taking action from that space and you're investing in yourself in that scarcity mindset, it's never going to do the thing that you want it to. Take action out of love, okay? And again, I'm not saying this is going to be easy and it's going to happen overnight, but notice the energy that you take action with, okay? Tip number 5 is activate your intuition, okay? Like I said, we all have this inner knowing and this guiding force within us. It's so important for you to listen to that. And in order to listen to that, regulate your nervous system and create space in your day. When we are running around, like I said, with a chicken with your head cut off, you're just like on to the next thing, boom, 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 and you don't have any space to actually listen to yourself, you're never going to know what direction you're supposed to be moving in. You're never going to feel those intuitive pings or be able to listen to them because your brain is moving too fast. You have to be able to slow down, okay? And if you want to connect your intuition, all you have to do is start listening and start your reticular activating system. You need to set the intention that you want to get these intuitive pings, okay? And so when you have an intuitive ping too, you have to build that relationship with your intuition. You have to listen to it in order to build that relationship, because if you're just like, oh, my intuition is saying this, gonna ignore it, ignore. Let's just say you're like, oh, I really want to sign up for one-to-one mentorship and like I can't stop thinking about it. Oh my gosh, but what if, and you have all these like fears coming up, but then again, you can't stop thinking about it. Your intuition is guiding you. And if you continue to not listen to it, your intuition, you're going to weaken your relationship with your intuition. You need to strengthen it. It is a muscle. So even something as small as like, ooh, maybe I should go to the gym today. I'm saying this out of personal experience because my intuition was like, go to the gym. And I said no. And again, that's not a good thing. I should be tapping into my intuition, but I ended up working out in the garage, so I think it's okay. But again, my intuition was like, get out of the house, go to the gym. So even me, I still need to practice strengthening this muscle, okay? But the more that you actually listen to your intuitive pings, maybe it's like, don't drink coffee today, and you drink coffee anyways, you're not tuning in, you're ignoring your intuition. Again, the more you listen to it, the more it'll strengthen, okay? And that's why even in the shower, don't put on a podcast, maybe just put on some like frequency or some sort of light music and see what comes to your mind. Maybe it's like, oh, you should call this friend and catch up with her. Or maybe it's, oh, you should, take a nutrition course, or, oh, you should invest in one-on-one mentorship. Like whatever it may be, listen to those, okay? Whew. Wow, you guys, we went through a lot in this episode. So again, maybe listen to it 3 times. Maybe this is what you should do. Listen to it at least one more time and then sit down and journal it out, write it out, okay? This is going to be life-changing for you. And if you actually implement everything I said in this video, you will actually become unrecognizable in 2025. You will level up so freaking hard, and I am so excited to see your transformation, okay? If you have any questions, please go ahead and drop them in the comments on YouTube or send me a message on Instagram at Ashley Roberts. If you know a friend that you want to level up with in 2025, please send this to them. When you share these episodes or rate and review it, it really, really helps my podcast and YouTube channel grow. So thank you from the bottom of my heart if you have ever shared or rated and reviewed. I freaking love you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you in the next episode.